Hello and welcome to Pointless Point of View. It is officially 2019, but we're going to have a look back. But as always, I'm joined by the handsome one, the bearded one, the I have a championship belt one, Fraser Dyke.
Damn it.
And as always, I am Callum Taylor. I realise I have not introduced myself, that's weird. But this week we're going to do Pointless Awards.
We're starting a tradition.
Yeah, a tradition.
This is going to be for many years, going on and on and on, that this is the first official Pointless Awards.
Yes.
Obviously, we're both wearing tuxedos.
Yes, obviously. We're going to try and get awards.
Yep.
And if you keep up with us, you know, if you want a prize, what you do is you think if you agree with what we agree with, you go out to the shop and you get yourself a Freddo, then you got yourself an award.
Okay.
No.
And then we'll send Freddos to the people who's won this awards as well.
Yeah, that's what we'll do.
Yep.
We'll do.
That's all we can afford. So the Pointless Awards. So this is a special one. So there's no news.
Yes.
There's no news at all. Obviously,
I'm going to go home.
I had to convince Callum to do this, but so there's no news. We're just jumping straight into the awards, straight into it.
Yes.
So we've got TV, movie, and games. So we're starting with TV because it's got like the least amount.
Yeah.
So first category we have is best animated TV show.
Yes. We'll start with 3 and work our way up.
Yes. So in third place we have Big Mouth.
Which is just amazing.
Big Mouth is a good show.
First one's better. Obviously people are like 2018. It makes no sense, but we're mostly sitting at the second season.
Yes.
Of it, and loved it. I just find that this show has got a way of speaking and doing stuff that
no other show probably could.
Nope.
I mean, it helps that it's a
Netflix.
cartoon show.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah,
Definitely. But who didn't go through puberty? So you find it funny no matter what.
I know. Imagine there'll be somebody on this. It would be hilarious if we have a fan who hasn't went through it and is like goes to their mum the night and goes, "What's puberty?"
It's very unlikely.
I don't know that would be fun.
In second place,
Yes.
we have Castlevania Season 2. Now, I'm putting my hands up here. I haven't seen it. So this is Callum that's taken full run of this.
Castlevania on its own is just amazing. First season was only like 4 episodes, which sucked. I think we got about 8 in this one. I could be wrong, but it's so good. The details back. It's Castlevania. You've played the games. You've probably seen the stories before, and I won't spoil the ending for once, but it plays out in such a great way that when it gets to the end you're satisfied but you want more. So obviously Netflix being Netflix, it's going to pump out a 3rd season most likely, but yeah, got to give it to second place. Amazing, and Fraser needs to get his finger out and watch it and stop watching all the shite he watches.
That's fair. Before I'm saying anything else, I'm adding straight onto this that this is the things that will be talked about in this episode will be spoiled.
Yes.
It's happening. There's nothing we can do about it. So, first place and the first winner of the Pointless Award for animated TV show is Final Space.
Yes.
I really love Final Space. I thought it was really good.
There's actually a lot of people who didn't like it. Like,
I don't think it was liked a lot, to be honest.
Is it because of our level of intelligence, Fraser?
That's one word of putting it.
It's a nice
Immaturity is probably another word of
Yeah.
putting it. No, I don't know. I think it was too... Because it's like sci-fi and it's like, you know, the last animated sci-fi is Rick and Morty, and trying to follow it is like impossible. Don't follow it. But I thought it was really good. I liked the main character. I thought he was funny. I mean, he did get on my nerves a couple of times, and like the humour's there, and there was emotional moments, and the villain was okay. Like it was, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was really good.
I even liked the add-in characters, like the ones that weren't the main plot, but they were
like the robot that thought he was his best friend,
Yep.
and they kept the whole cookie thing going, and the ship,
Yep.
the ship. Sorry, I thought it was really good.
And I also like the fact that it's connected to Rick and Morty in a slight way, because there's a slight Rick and Morty Easter egg when they're running This near the end, where they're running to escape from, I don't know what base they're at, and they're running towards ships. And oh, there's a ship. One gets blown up. And he goes,
I think it's just an Easter egg.
Yeah,
I don't think
it's connected to my heart, Fraser.
Right, okay,
right?
but
It's connected
so
to my heart.
all in all, I think it was the best animated TV show we
Yeah,
got
definitely.
last year. So that is the first official winner. So next we're moving on to category number 2, which is best non-animated TV show.
Live action TV show.
Best live action TV show.
Sorry, Fraser. I'll get you there.
So in third place, this is mostly my choice because Callum has yet to see it. Is Maniac.
Yeah, I like the look of it. I like the premise behind it, but I just didn't have any time to watch it, which is hard for me to say because I watch
Everything.
Yeah.
I really like Maniac. I like the fact that it's just a condensed series. They're not spitting out loads of this. It's just that. It's got great performances in it by Jonah Hill and Emma Stone. The story is sci-fi based. You really need to pay attention.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of mind fuckery going on, and you're just sitting like concentrating. And I like the fact that it just ends in a full circle. There's no like.
There's no
What's happening next? Or what's it? It just starts and then it ends.
It's
And
only-
you just get it's just 10 episodes.
10 episodes,
You just get this full story of both the characters and what they go through and everything that they become. And I thought it was really good.
Yeah.
And it's definitely like it's sci-fi, so it's
Yeah.
kind of on my wavelength.
Number 2, which again, Fraser hasn't
I
seen.
haven't seen, so I mean, he pays me back for this one.
But Daredevil season 3 is the best season so far.
Well,
And and it's obviously ended, so it's the best season there ever will be. But we get Bullseye, for love of God. We get Kingpin back. We get we got a police getting killed, and the show's still amazing. You know what I mean? And I just love the detail in it, and I love the fact that obviously the Defenders left it in a cliffhanger. Oh, what happened to Daredevil? And that, him building himself back up again, is brilliant. Him trying not to be Daredevil, him just forgetting, just giving up Matt Murdock, and just even the characters weren't as annoying. As in, I can't remember the page. Is it Paige? Is it Paige?
Karen.
Karen Page, Mitchell, and what the fuck's his name?
His friend.
Aye, big pal.
Foggy.
But Foggy, Jesus.
I've
I
not
know,
even
I know,
seen
I
it.
know. So bad at selling this, but yeah, that has to be the best season so far. I hate it. Actually angers me. Get rid of the rest. Get rid of Jessica Jones. Get rid of Iron. I wish I was really good at this fist. Get Luke Cage, Sweet Chocolate. That's what he says, not me, not being racist, pointing it out.
Okay.
Right? Just before you get at me. And they should cancel them. Just give me Daredevil. Just Daredevil. It angers me. It gets second place because it deserves it. Fraser needs to watch it because he tries to force me to watch other stuff. But
Okay, right.
I'm getting angry.
Okay.
I'm getting angry.
It's funny because it isn't right. So, now that we're done with him getting angry, that Daredevil is gone. First place that we both agree on, that we both have seen.
Yep.
The best show of 2018, the second Pointless Award, goes to Allward Carbon.
Yes.
Yes.
And fuck anyone who disagrees because we've seen people who disagree and fuck them.
Allward Carbon was absolutely fantastic. It is 100% right on my bag. I
Yep.
love Blade Runner. I love cyberpunk. I love futuristic stuff. So when I saw the advert for this, I was like, yes. So and I watched it with the wife, and it's so good. The premise is great. The way it looks is great. The story was great.
The action.
Action's great. The side characters are great. Like one of the
Try to figure out a murderer who's still a person who's been killed but he's still alive. It's just so fucking
So the
good.
concept of Allward Carbon, if you have never seen it, is there's a technology that everybody has where it's like a implant in the back of your neck that basically holds your consciousness. And bodies are called like sleeves, and you can have your original sleeve and like your regular body, but say that you die, you could get put inside a new sleeve, which is a
Yep.
new body, and all your conscious memories are inside this body,
Yep.
but you're still yourself. But men can go into women, people can go into children, can get put into animals, like, and it's about this Takeshi Kovacs, who's been hired by one of the richest people in the city to solve his own murder.
Yeah, and like most cyberpunk, anything that has there's a serious divide between poor and rich.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and obviously he gets stuck in because he's not rich.
No,
Kovacs, so he's down in the dirt and he's.
And I mean, one of the best side characters in the whole thing is a sentient hotel, which is like, he's fantastic in it. It's set at, like, there is a season 2 confirmed. I cannot wait for it.
I don't know how I feel about being Anthony Mackie. Good actor, good. Don't get me wrong, but it's having other than Joel
Kinnaman. Sorry, Joel Kinnaman as the lead, but it makes sense because like I don't want to say the ending, but it makes sense why he's another person. The soundtrack is incredible because like again it's futuristic. It is by far, and I know that some people, it's not, in my opinion, it's not got as much love as it deserves, but for us, it gets a pointless
award. We never really agree.
No. And I mean, it gets a pointless award, and I'm sure that's what it really wanted.
Yes.
So
fuck Golden Globes.
Yeah.
Fuck Oscars.
I'm sure that's what I wanted.
Fuck all of that.
So that's us out of TV because, as I say, we didn't have a lot.
With TV shows though, we don't finish a show that's shit. If we watch 2-3 episodes and it sucks, we just go, we're not.
Yeah, like how can you say that as a worst? Because it's a difference between like a movie. If a TV show is terrible, you're not going to sit and watch 10 episodes. So we're on to movies now.
Unless it's RuPaul.
So, so we're going to start with the movies. We're going to start with best visual effects. So in third place we have Ready Player One. Now, Ready Player One is not the best movie,
which we'll get to later, but it is for Easter eggs and the way they brought other characters to life is so fucking good.
At the end of the day, if a movie is about probably 80% of it is in a VR situation, it has to look good,
and it does. It sells. Even when
it does look good.
At one point, it looks like there's millions of people.
The last fight scene where there's like all the different characters for so many things.
Like Gundam.
Yeah.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
We could be here for days if we did this. But in itself, like if it's set in that world, it has to look good, and the budget was there, so they did get it to look good. The end product, on the other hand, like, is it great? No, but again, we'll get there. Right, so in second place, we have Black Panther.
Which again, not a great story for me personally.
No, it's a good movie. It's culturally fantastic. The reason why it's at number 2 for visual for us is that how good Wakanda looked.
Yes.
And that obviously was a build up for a lot of time in the Marvel universe because like it was hinted so many things about Wakanda here, Wakanda this, and when they announced it and the thing it is, everybody was like, what does Wakanda look like? And they nailed it. They absolutely nailed it.
There's only but I feel there's only really one moment that was like, oh, that's horrible. Is when the fight scene, like
when Killmonger's fighting.
Yeah, and then all the people are up on the mountain.
Yeah, there's a couple of moments, especially at the end, where it looks a bit rubbery, but the reason why is it's what like Wakanda itself looks fantastic, and that's why
go for the shield.
Yeah,
you see it, like,
that's why it's sitting at number 2. But at number 1, for the Pointless Awards, it goes to Infinity War.
Yes, and for me, it's the same with you. Infinity War has many great visual effects. Thanos turning Drax into slices of himself.
Yeah.
The other Mantis into strings of herself.
Yeah.
Brilliant. But for me personally, it is the Doctor Strange versus Thanos bit that stands out for me.
Yes, that's probably that whole bit in itself. Like that fight on Titan is great, but the best standout moment is the fight with Doctor Strange, and that shows like how like good Doctor Strange is and the visual effects that they push with
that was a big thing for Doctor Strange, the first film. People were like, why does he only do like 2 or 3 tricks?
Like, he loves a shield and loves a
whip with a shield.
Yeah, that's
but this one he pulls out the strings of
Zanzibar. It was absolutely crazy, and it was fantastical to look at. The whole movie was great to look at. Obviously, they definitely had the budget.
Yes.
So that is the winner for visual effects. So next we're going to move on to worst visual effects. So in third place, we have Pacific Rim Uprising.
Yes. Now, I'll take this one again, obviously, so I'm just cutting you off. It's not a terrible film, but the kaiju and the mechs are all, they look good.
The Jaegers.
The Jaegers. They all look good.
Mhm.
Fighting each other look good. It is the world around them that looks like a bag of shit. It just, you know what I mean? It doesn't. It's like the graphics aren't up to keep.
You know what? For me, it never feels populated.
Yes.
So, like, if you remember the last fight scene where it's in Japan,
Yes.
and you've got all those people running away to those tower things, but you only see those little people for like 5 minutes, but then like
The streets are completely empty.
exactly, it's like it's like these massive fights between the Jaegers and the kaiju is quality,
Yeah.
but like, what about the folk
Yeah.
kicking about? Like,
We need some collateral.
yeah, there
Like,
is
just look at the first one. Not everyone could fit into those things.
no, like there has to be collateral. It's just it's like something that they just was like, oh, people will just accept this. It's cool. It's giant, but you have to think about that in
Yeah.
itself. And when the world doesn't feel populated, the effects just it doesn't look good. It's basically just plastic buildings getting knocked over.
Yeah. Like I said before, it feels like a black and white old Godzilla movie where like, they're fighting each other and like the buildings are just paper mache and they're falling down.
I agree.
That's literally how I feel watching it.
So second place for worst special effects go to Skyscraper. Now, Skyscraper is not that bad a movie. It's okay. The visual effects are okay, but the worst point in it is the last fight, is the boss fight, where The Rock fights the bad guy in some sort of weird mirrory globe. Weird mirrory globe with hundreds of reflections, like at the end of the Bruce Lee
Yeah, it's
film.
like the most technological room in the world or something.
Yeah, it's meant to be like a Hall of Mirrors fight, like the Bruce Lee movie, but it's not real mirrors, it's all visual effects mirrors, all special effects mirrors, and it looks like garbage.
Yeah.
It looks so bad. It absolutely just soured the movie for me at the end. It just why couldn't he just fought him in a random corridor? Why did it have to be in this weird globe?
I love a corridor fight.
Yeah.
The Rock would probably fill a corridor.
I didn't like it. I just didn't like it. So number one, and the winner of the Pointless Award goes to Venom.
Now, again, not a terrible film.
It's not. Yeah, it's not shite. It's not the best. But the reason why we're putting it in for this the worst is the fight between Riot and Venom.
Yes.
It just looks like a bunch of spaghetti hitting each other. Like when they're wearing the suits each, and it's like the full forms.
Yeah.
I can slightly let away with it. You can sort of see what's going on, but when they're coming out the suits and they're around them, it just looks like the Riot and Venom are too similar.
Yeah. Now, with Venom 2 being confirmed to be getting made, Carnage versus Venom, that I'm looking forward to. 'Cause you'll be able to tell.
Carnage is red.
Yeah.
Completely
The
different.
Riot's just a slight...
It was like brown. It was brown. They just look like a bunch of spaghetti.
Yeah.
And I was just like... as soon as I saw that trailer, I was like, don't be a CGI mess. And it was a CGI mess.
Also, they showed us the trailer.
Yeah. So
Yes.
it's not that... that's why it gets the award, because it's spaghetti. So, moving on again, we have Best Sequel. There was a lot of sequels out last year. In third place, we have Incredibles 2.
Yes. Good film.
A long distance between 1 and 2. Did it live up to the hype? Not so much, but was it good? Yes.
Yeah, it was a good film, but I feel like it fell not fell under the radar, but it falls short because it's not a surprise. You know, when Incredibles 1 came out, it was like a completely change to the animation. It was like something we've never seen before.
It was good. It was definitely like one of Pixar's best work. The story was great. It's not that it just can't live up to the first one. It just can't. And the second one's good. It just can't live up to it. So in second place we have Ant-Man and the Wasp, which is basically just the same as Incredibles 2, where it's a good movie, but it just can't live up to the first one.
No.
With the winner of the Pointless Award,
Yes.
is going to Deadpool 2, and the reason why I would say is because it does live up to the first one.
Yeah.
Now, there was a lot of sequels out last year, like Infinity War, but we've decided to direct sequels. This is a direct sequel category. Like, if it has to be the next film in a franchise, not the fourth film in a franchise. It still counts as a sequel, but we have decided to go with just the direct sequel. So we feel that Deadpool 2, as a direct sequel to 1, matched.
Yes, yes.
Matched. It could see some folk would maybe even say it was better. So...
Yeah, and the characters in it bring. That's what I like. I like a sequel where it goes, this is what was good about the first one, let's do more. They need more characters. They brought more characters. Fuck it, they showed us the X-Men, for fuck's sake.
For a brief second,
Yes.
But they did that.
Yeah, they did it. And they kept it up, they kept it going. I loved the hype, I loved the film. And yeah, it has to be number one for us.
Next category
So what's next?
is Best Villain.
Yeah. As always,
So-
we do love some villains.
We do love villains, yes. So, in the number 3 spot, we have Killmonger from Black Panther. Obviously, we have an episode on the best Marvel villains, so we covered a lot of this already.
So
He had a good backstory.
Justified.
Justified. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. Right. So, second place goes to Henry Cavill from Mission Impossible Fallout,
Yeah, aka August Walker.
and his name is August Walker. Yes. Spoiler, obviously. We obviously, like we've said this right from the beginning, but yes, Henry Cavill is the bad guy in Mission Impossible Fallout. He is brilliant in that
Yes.
movie. Everything.
One of the
is
best fight scenes of the year has to be him in the bathroom.
him in the bathroom fighting Tom Cruise and the other
Reloading
guy.
those guns.
I think he's a great villain in it. He's just a not a nice guy.
And obviously he's at second place because he doesn't start off and you don't think he's going to be a villain.
He isn't a villain right from the beginning, so he does it. This is why he doesn't get number 1.
Yeah. But he's very good.
Yes. And the number 1 villain of 2018, with no surprise, is Thanos.
Yes.
We covered a lot of this before again, like I said.
Yeah.
Just ability, agreeing with him 100%. Well, we don't, not 100%, but you can see why he does all this stuff.
Yeah, it's very
Very
justifiable
strong.
for why he does it.
Like we've been a lot through this before, but he does deserve the Pointless Award, and he gets it.
He actually does what he says he's
And he
going to do.
wins.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he wins.
So I mean, what kind of best villain can you get if somebody
No,
wins?
no.
So
So the last time a villain won.
I'm not going to time it to that. Right. So next category we move on to is best performance.
Right, let's get it on. Number 3.
So number 3 is the only double hitter
Yes.
we have here,
Yes.
and that is because one of them I have not seen, but Callum has. The other one I have seen, and Callum has not.
Yes.
So my one is Natalie Portman in Annihilation.
Yeah, a film I'm going to watch. I'm going to finally get around to and watch it. But as you said, you say it's one of those films that's just amazing.
Annihilation, I finally got round to watching it. It is a Netflix movie that was put straight to streaming unless you were in America where it was in the cinema.
Yeah.
It's a fantastic movie. It looks visually amazing. It's the performance by Natalie Portman, the strain she has to go through, the emotion she has to go through. It's just fantastic, and I'm not going to go into any more without spoiling it.
Yeah.
So your number 3.
It's Emily Blunt. She plays the wife of John Krasinski's character, can't remember his name, but in A Quiet Place. Now, A Quiet Place is a film I've been telling Fraser to watch, and for so many excuses, they never watched the last copy I got him. But she plays it so well. The character, obviously, you look at that film, you think, oh, maybe he's the main character, maybe he's. But it's her ability because, a spoiler, she's pregnant in it.
Okay.
Yeah, you knew that. You knew that in the trailers anyway.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. But it's her portrayal trying to keep her, cause like most mothers do, she's trying to protect her kids, keep her kids in line, and there's small bits that come into the movie that you see she's trying to control herself from stuff, and it's just so good. And as we know, Fraser hasn't seen it, so I won't go into too much detail, but her performance through it is amazing, and as she usually is, an amazing actress in most of the stuff she does, but she's so fucking good in this. And yep, my third place, and we fought over it, and it was
Yeah, so that was the only one that we've ever not split on, but it's one where we've got one each. Now we've agreed on everything else together.
Yeah.
So in second place we have Logan Marshall Green from Upgrade. Now, Upgrade, I only watched recently, and so did Callum.
Yes.
After I had finished watching it, I told Callum to watch it because something we had to talk about.
Yeah.
Upgrade is fantastic.
Yeah.
The main character in it, his performance is just great. It's
it doesn't get enough praise for what film, because it's quite a small budget film.
It's very, very low budget,
and I heard a lot of it. It was just quite funny. A lot of it was shot on the new iPhone. I see the fight scenes are quite. Those fight scenes are quite close in it.
Yeah.
Some of the scenes were shot with the camera on the front of them. And it was just an iPhone, which is amazing for them to do some of that, and just his ability to. Obviously, if you watch the film and see it, and
we'll explain a lot later, but the perform because he goes through a lot of emotions in the movie, and he just has to react with the emotions like that, and he does a fantastic performance. So he takes the number 2 spot, but the best performance of 2018 in the Pointless Award goes to Henry Cavill from Mission Impossible Fallout. Now, obviously, folk will be a little bit confused why is he number 2 villain, but he's like the best performance. Like we said, he isn't a villain all the way through the film, but his performance all the way through the film is great. I think this is a standout role for Henry Cavill. I think that he shows that he doesn't need superheroes to be good.
It puts high hopes in for Geralt, obviously, which is his next big thing.
It does. Anything he does now, it puts him.
Yeah, because it's his ability. Like, no offense, it got to a point where I went, he's going to be a villain. I bet he turns. I said that to you, but it wasn't early on because he hides it so well as he comes into the film.
He does hide it very well, and like, I think that it was just the best choice, and it just seen the versatility that he's got in it. Like, a lot of times, most of the time, when you see Henry Cavill, it's just like cool. It's just
he's a giant dude.
Superman without the suit.
Yep.
Hey, look, it's just Superman again. But this, I can't wait to see what he does next.
Yeah, and it's also, you can see that being in a film with Tom Cruise, because he did quite a lot of his own fighting scenes.
I feel like I genuinely
so
feel
good.
like he just enjoyed himself on that shoot. I really did, and that's nothing against DC, and obviously the classic I have to shit on DC. This is not what this is. But I feel like he just enjoyed himself, and you can see it in the movie.
Yeah.
So, we go from being the best performance in a movie to the worst performance in a movie.
Yes.
So, in third place, we have Charlie Day as the bad guy from Pacific Rim Uprising.
Because it just isn't right. It just doesn't. He cannot perform at being the bad guy.
I like Charlie Day. I think he's a good actor. I liked Horrible Bosses. I've heard Always Sunny in Philadelphia is good. But this, just he's the way that the script was given to him is that even though he tried his best with it, just what he had to do just did not come across.
No.
And it just wasn't good.
It seemed like they were trying to make this film, then they went, oh, we need to get a villain. They just went, fuck it, take this guy.
It was just meant to be some like crazy scientist that was infected with things for the aliens, and it just didn't work.
No.
He wasn't good, and I mean, I get it. He probably tried his best, and I don't like shitting on people who perform in movies.
He's clearly signed on, and they went, you're the villain, and he's probably went, what?
Well, it just wasn't good.
No,
so in second place. Is Johnny Depp from Fantastic Beasts and the Crimes of Grindelwald, even though he doesn't commit any crimes.
He does nothing.
So, I mean, a lot has been said about Johnny Depp
As a person.
that we don't need to go into detail for at all.
Nope.
But not nice things have been said about him, and you know, you think to yourself, like, right, okay, let's put it out of my mind when I go see this. You can't sometimes, but you just kind of have to, because you have to accept who's been casted.
Anytime he was on the screen, I found it easy to blank the world.
It just. So, I mean, it might progress further, but he's meant to be. this charismatic
Is-
leader.
He's maybe the Voldemort before Voldemort.
Yeah, he's the charismatic leader. He's the presence that comes around, that you're meant to be on edge all the time.
Yeah.
And you feel that where Rafe and as Voldemort, you
Yeah.
feel that presence. Like, you're always on edge of what's he gonna do, like what's he capable of. And right now in this universe, I never said it won't go there, but it just doesn't feel that like that.
There's jokes about him, right? But he has meant to have a presence, like Adolf Hitler. He is meant to have that type of presence of being that type of leader who's willing to, like, you know what I mean? He's meant to have that type of a power and authority, and it just doesn't come across.
So what it is it's kind of like what Cam's trying to explain is it's like Voldemort did a lot of killing and stuff like that, and did a lot of like horrible things, but Grindelwald has kind of been like he is the leader. You follow him, and he's capable of all these things, but he's meant to be like a cult leader in some sort of way, where you're meant to believe the believability of like the things that come out his mouth, and things happen like that in the movie.
Yeah,
but from an outside perspective, like obviously they have to do it because it's part of the script, but it just doesn't have it. It just doesn't have it, and I mean, it doesn't help with all the stuff that happened with Johnny Depp outside of it, but it just.
But that's the thing, though. All the stuff in his outside world makes him a bad guy. But watching this, I didn't feel like, oh my god, he's such a horrible person.
It's a strange one, and hopefully
they should have just wiped all his stuff off. And went, oh, it's Johnny Depp.
They should have just kept Colin Farrell.
Yeah.
They should have just kept Colin Farrell, but it is what it is, and he's not the worst, surprisingly.
Yep.
The Pointless Award goes to Michelle Williams, who plays Venom's girlfriend, the blandest, the most
whiny.
She did that for a paycheck.
Yes.
There's no way she never did that for a
It seems like she really half-assed it.
She just didn't put any effort in. Her character was horrendous. I did not like it from the beginning. She dumped Eddie Brock, even though she was going to marry him.
Yeah.
Loved him with all her heart. He makes one big mistake that gets her fired, but instead of talking about it and him showing some research, even though the research was on her computer, where she clearly knew that he was up to some dodgy shit, she still got rid of him instantly. I'm like, if you really loved him in some sort of way, you would at least talk to him before just giving him the fucking ring.
And also, right, she is a top-notch lawyer. She is dating a journalist
who is known for going the hard
Why
way.
would you allow him to be able to go on to your stuff? She was meant to be this smart woman.
I mean, she's meant to trust him, and he shouldn't have done that. But at the end of the day,
he's looking for a story. He's looking for that person.
It is true, but I know he should know. But it's more in the fact of, it's just she doesn't talk to him about it or nothing. And then she hates that he's got Venom and thinks he's got a parasite, and then miraculously is okay with Venom a second later. Which is, as I say, Venom isn't a perfect movie. It's got some good factors and some bad factors. But she is the worst factor of that entire movie. I would rather watch the spaghetti fight over and over again than having to listen to her character, because I did not like her at all.
Do you think she signed on for a second? Do you think she would sign on for a second?
I don't know, but I know it clearly feels like a paycheck movie for her. It felt like a paycheck movie. So,
moving on, what we got?
Yeah, so the next couple of categories that we have here, before we move on to the big one, is just a couple of little silly categories. And the first silly category we have here is the silliest plot point in a movie of 2018. Now, this was probably never going to be a category in this. This was never going to be
a thing. It's never going to be a thing.
But after I specifically watched a movie, and I had to put this in, and this is going to make especially one of our friends very happy.
Yep.
But it is Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom,
which has many
silly plot points, but the piece de resistance of silly plot points is that a little girl has told she is a clone, and then it's never brought up again.
Yes, and also she uses it for a fact to allow the world, spoiler, to be overrun by dinosaurs.
Yes. Now we will talk about the super in depth.
Yes.
We'll definitely later on, but the plot point of just being told something so massive and so important to the world is just blown over like it's nothing.
Yeah.
It's so silly. I actually felt like pulling my hair out watching this. The only thing that made it worse is what happened at the end, but it just was so stupid. It just come out of nowhere. I was like, what? What? I was more confused than anything. So that gets an award all itself.
Yeah.
That little girl can take that award, and she can keep that award,
Yep.
and stay away.
There was no purpose to
I
it.
hated it. It was so
It's
bad.
so stupid.
Now, to make herself feel happy, as Callum is explaining many times, we are beardy men. We have beards.
We're
So
beard lovers, one
so-
would say. Enthusiasts.
we have to give the best beard award of 2018,
Yep.
and I'm happy about this. The best beard award goes to Captain America: Infinity War. That is a beautiful beard.
Yeah.
That is that. When he stepped out that darkness in Scotland, it was majestic.
Yeah.
It was majestic. And before, obviously, when Endgame comes out and it's not there anymore, we have to give it an award.
Yes.
So
It was closely followed by Jason Momoa's beard. But we went with Captain America.
Captain America's beard, completely all out. It is beautiful, and that's it. That's all we have to say on it.
There's no.
So now we're moving on to the big categories. So first one is a movie. It was just fine.
Yeah,
It was just fine.
just fine.
It wasn't bad. It wasn't great. It was just fine.
Just fine. Just fine.
So in third place, we have Fantastic Beasts and the Crimes of Grindelwald. Obviously, we've talked about Johnny Depp. That's a lot of the bad aspects of that movie.
Yes.
The good aspects of that movie is the world,
Yep.
the magic.
Yep. The
Um,
visuals. Visual
the
effects
visuals,
were
yeah.
quite good.
Newt's pretty good. Eddie
Yeah.
Redmayne is still pretty good as Newt.
His specifically characters were good. The baker and the missus, can't remember their names.
Yeah, Tina, she was still pretty good. But it kind of just, for me, it feels like the Deathly Hallows Part 1,
Yeah.
where it's fine, but it's mostly like what's coming next.
It felt like say if you watch a long show and there's always an episode filler, like it's just an
Yeah.
episode. It felt like that.
Yeah, so it's fine.
It's fine.
It's fine.
Dumbledore was good. I have to give praise
Yes,
to.
Jude Law was
Yeah,
fantastic,
Jude Law was
and I'll give
fantastic.
it that, but it was fine.
It's fine.
So, second place goes to Ready Player One. We talked about this in the visuals, where
Yes.
it was a great looking movie.
Yep.
There's a lot they could have done with it, with all the aspects of it, but
I remember
the
that-
execution was, because of all the other aspects they can use.
Yes.
To use all of that and try and accentuate it at the same time was very, very hard.
Yeah, I felt like it was a case of, do we go hard on the story or we're going to go hard on the visuals?
And basically
visuals.
what I've been told is, like, in the book is completely, like, what the challenges they face in the movie are completely different to the book, because in the book it's like filled with all these massive Easter eggs and all this stuff, but not exciting challenges.
Yeah.
Where in the movie it would have just been boring, so they had to like spice it up a bit. Where it wasn't a bad movie, like it's in this category,
It's just fine.
it was just fine.
It's fine.
So the winner,
Except when the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles annoyed you. I remember that bit.
yeah, they looked really stupid. That's because it wasn't original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles; it was Michael Bay Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So the winner of the Pointless Award of the It's Fine Movie Award goes to Solo.
Yeah.
So
It
Solo
was shot
bombed.
on.
Solo bombed.
It took over 300 to make, only made back 250.
Now the reason that it bombed, and I feel, is because of the whole shit with the directors.
Yeah.
Where apparently Aaron Eckhart went to Disney executives and says, like, they're not following the script that was given, they're making us like improv and all this to like improvise and stuff, and
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of it, and sorry.
It's fine.
And they went away and talked to them, and they fired the directors and got a
Yeah.
new one, and basically did the whole movie all again. So
I felt like this film could have been amazing if they had a main actor who was open to, just being there, being witty and work off. Say if they had, say like a person who could act like Ryan Reynolds, who could just work off the cuff. Okay, sorry for that. It was a wee bit of a thing there, but like I was saying, I felt like if they had an actor who was willing to be random, like Ryan, like I said, Ryan Reynolds.
Go with the improv.
Yeah, improv in a Star Wars film, I seem like it would feel quite good. It would work well, especially this type of film. And the boy clearly wasn't up for it.
I think that I don't know. I think that it's maybe not what it's not just on him. I think it's what the studio wasn't looking for either. So having to redo the whole movie again, basically, is what kind of I feel like rushed it.
Yeah.
The reason why I also think it is fine is it's a bit by the numbers.
Yeah.
Like, how did he get the Millennium Falcon?
How did he do that run?
Yeah, how did he do the Kessel Run?
Yeah.
How did he get his gun? Where are the dice? Like, what did he do before? How did he meet Chewie? It's just by the numbers.
Yes.
But it still was pretty good. It just was fine.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't the worst thing I'd ever seen. Does it deserve to be shat on? No, I don't think it does.
No.
But does it deserve to be hailed as the best Star Wars? No, it's just fine.
It's definitely killed any hopes of solo films more.
They've put all the spin-offs on hold, which does mean maybe the Obi-Wan movie might be dead, like the other solo, like you say, might be dead, but that's that. So now we're going to move on to worst movie of 2018.
Oof.
So in third place we have Ocean's 8.
Garbage.
So I had quite high hopes from Ocean's 8, to be honest, because I like Ocean's 12 and 11. I like Ocean's 11 and 12. Well, not so. I like Ocean's 11 and 13. 12's a bit iffy. So I was like, cool if they just give me the same thing. I don't care that it's women. That doesn't bother me at all. Yeah. The reason why I didn't like Ocean's 8, right, is that to me, all the characters are meant to feel like they're important.
Yes.
Because it's about a heist that involves multitude of people. Every person has to feel like they matter. And it was all about Sandra Bullock and Cate Blanchett.
Yes.
Basically. Which I did not like at all. And the other reason why I really didn't like it was that if you've ever seen an Ocean's film, is that the whole movie is about this one thing.
Yep.
But really it's not. But you only find out it's not about this one thing until right at the end where they go, oh, by the way, it was about this, this, and this, and I did this, and he did this, and then we got this, and we took all your shit, and you're like, great, I love it. Like that's great. Like they got what they said they were going to go for, but then they got for something else. Like that's just what happens in the Ocean's films. You know it's coming, but you still like it. And this one, it happened, but only 2 folk knew about it.
Yeah.
So only it turns out Anne Hathaway was in it the whole time, right? And if folk don't like us spoiling like stuff like this, I'm saving you, right? And then what is it? Sandra Bullock and Cate Blanchett like open up a thing and find out that they stole all the gems, and everybody on the heist was like, "Wait, what?"
Yeah.
And I'm like,
No, it makes no sense.
They should have been in on it. They should have been like, they should have like met Anne Hathaway they should have been or anything, and then everybody should have walked away with their cut and known that they pulled off a job instead of being like that wasn't the real target to begin with. Even though I've been on this for the beginning, it should have been about everyone and not just 2 people.
It just felt no build up, and like you said, like I can take a film that takes an hour boringly setting everything up, but then it's like wow at the end, and like you said, it had no impact.
No, because it just didn't. Because a heist movie is good because it's everybody's involved in the heist.
Also, James Corden sucked.
He was bad in that movie.
Terrible.
He was bad in that movie.
He's not a good actor.
No, he's not. He's not. But so that's why it disappointed me. So in second place, we've touched on this briefly, and now we're going to go into full detail. Is again, our friends will also be happy again. Is Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom.
Garbage. If they'd stayed on the island and made it survive somehow,
So,
maybe.
right, so I slightly agree with you that the stuff on the island was not that bad. So they go back to the island because they want to save the dinosaurs, right? It wasn't that bad, right? I mean, yes, Chris Pratt touched lava.
Yep. That kid would not stop screaming.
That got on my nerves.
Oh my
as well,
God.
right? But Jurassic World Island is a lot better than Jurassic World Mansion.
Yep.
Because, holy God, when they got to that mansion, it went from one extreme to another and it made me more angrier and more annoyed. So my 3 major points with this movie that I hated was 1, what we've covered before, which is the little girl's a clone for no reason, right? 2, right, there is no blood. Right, now, I get it. You want to make it kind of for kids. So if you're going to make it for kids, if a dinosaur eats someone, like, bite at him and then cut and go to something else. So you know he's been eaten and you can deal with it because you want kids to see a dinosaur. It's cool. Don't have a dinosaur lift up a man, bite his arm off, swallow the arm, and then when he's in the cage crying, the dinosaur goes up to his face, you see the arm missing, not a drop of blood after his arm has literally been teared off by a dinosaur, right?
Yeah.
I'm not raising my voice, and then it kills him. But there's not it literally tore his arm off, and the only bit of blood after it was like a little bit around his teeth, the dinosaur's teeth. I'm like, that is a man's full arm. He just teared off. There should have been blood everywhere. Either don't show it,
or just show bite, cut, teeth.
Yeah, exactly.
Why don't we do this? Why don't we go and work for these people for a
Because
living?
life isn't that good. So, but it's not the worst.
Yes,
So,
yes.
the winner of the Pointless Award, the special piece of shit shaped Pointless Award, goes to Predators.
Garbage.
Woohoo!
Garbage.
Predators.
I'm sorry, right? Don't take old cliches like get in the chopper. Don't use that. Then go to a motorbike shop. I get it. I get the thing. I do. I get it. But it's fucking stupid. There's your army guys who magically pull cars out of the fucking invisible background.
Wait, no, not just cars. So in that movie, they basically do, whenever they need a vehicle to get away, it suddenly just appears. It happens with 3 cars and a helicopter and a van. Well, they're like, oh, by the way, I think we need to get away in like a van. Oh, I've got a van. Oh, should we get away in a helicopter and fly away? I found a it's just...
They were in a farm. They were in a farm. Where did the news helicopter come from? Well, they were on a farm.
It doesn't make any... Well, I mean, is it worse than autism being a superpower? Right. So, what happens is the Predators want to take humans away and bring their DNA to make the Predators better.
Yeah.
So they try and take the main protagonist's child, who is autistic, which is a serious disease,
Yep.
to harvest it, to put that DNA into the Predators because they think that autism will make them better. So autism is not a superpower.
No. It is a serious mental issue that...
It's so stupid. You've also got to forget about that the Predators are only bulletproof when they want to be bulletproof.
Yep.
The one-liners are horrendous.
They can... Somehow, this bugged me. Because we saw that... It was at the end, we saw the ship fly for a minute. I said this to you and you were like, Callum, you're thinking too much in it. Where they fly away from the Predator that's hunting them. It crashes.
Is this Olivia Munn runs like 3 miles in a set and like...
Yes! Like, I'm sitting there, I'm like...
I think the reason why that never annoyed me that much is because I was still angry about everything else. So the other thing I have to add in is that they kill one Prodog, lobotomize another Prodog, it turns good, but they never want to use it for them. They keep getting rid of it until it miraculously finds a grenade. People, like Olivia Munn's character, a scientist, kills people and there's just
no
perfectly
effect.
okay with it.
It's not effect. Like, I'm sorry. I'm sure if I ever, hope it never happens, kill someone, I feel like it would affect me.
Yeah, exactly.
We
Right.
have friends who I feel like it wouldn't affect.
Right. That's
But I feel we're
Right.
nice people.
Before we just shout more about this, we have to talk about the end.
The FedEx parcel.
We have to talk about the end. So, at the end of the Predators,
Sorry, I can't.
at the end of the Predators, the good Predator, even though Predators aren't good, has given the human race something to fight the Predators with. Now, obviously, it could have been an alien. It could have been Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Oh my god, that would have been so good.
I thought it might have been. It could have been.
Could have been autism powers.
It could have been anything at this point, but no. What it was a gauntlet, which then becomes a predator suit for people. And the last line in the movie is, "Does it come in? I hope it comes in my size." And then the credits roll.
Oh god.
I almost walked out. I almost walked out the cinema. I was so angry I couldn't contain myself. The only thing that went through my head was that if one predator couldn't take out a massive predator, what the fuck is a suit gonna do? Because it's got 40 guns on it instead of one, it's gonna make a difference. I hope that this never, ever gets a sequel.
I hope it does.
I hope it doesn't.
I really hope
Because
it does.
I'll have to go see it because I'm that angry about this one, and I'll have to sit through it again. I
Oh my God.
hate the Predator.
Oh my God,
it can have the award. It can keep the piece of shit award and take it.
Oh, I can't believe you went to this after Logan. Oh my god.
I paid money to see that movie. I paid money to see that movie. So let's go from the let's stop talking about bad stuff. Let's talk about good
Oh,
stuff.
sorry, that actually buckled me there.
The Promotimate Movie Award, the pointless, the great, the shining. That was a piece of shit. This is like a shining tower of greatness.
Yes.
So in third place for the best movie of 2018 is Infinity War.
Yes.
There's not really much more
Yeah.
you can say about Infinity War. It was like 25 movies in the making.
I think it was something like 20.
20 movies in the making. They built Thanos since Avengers 1. It was what everybody was waiting for. It was basically what everybody hoped it was going to be.
And it delivered. Even bring them all together, still delivered.
Yeah, like, who would have thought that a 20th movie in a franchise or a universe connected would be even any good?
I know. After 4
It's
films,
crazy
shit
just to
usually
think about
sucks.
it. So, it deserves to be up there.
Yes.
So, number 2, which we briefly touched on earlier, which is a very surprise for us, especially not because of how good quality
Yes.
the movie is, but just the placement for us, is Upgrade.
Yes.
Now,
If you like Venom, if people like Venom, like how we like Venom's interaction with Eddie Brock. That is one of the highlights, and the fight scenes where they're just beginning. That's Upgrade. That's Upgrade, but like Upgrade is like 10 times better. It is so well made. It is so low budget, but you wouldn't think it's low budget.
no, so Upgrade is set in a
Cyberpunk world.
futuristic world that you never find out where it's set or what day it is, which I'm fine with, right? Logan Marshall Green's character we talked about earlier is a mechanic who hates computers,
Yep.
and he gets into an accident and a couple of guys kill his wife and make him a paraplegic. And one of the guys he sells his cars to offers him a chip that would fix him called STEM. So he does it, and it's basically like he goes out to find these wife's killers with this STEM, and like without STEM obviously he can't walk, so
Yeah.
STEM's like does all these things for him, but then when in the fight scenes, like STEM takes control but he's still in charge of his face, and you can see the emotion of like, what the hell am I doing?
Yeah.
But his body's like beating the shit out of folk. The kills are brutal. The story, the way it ends, is fantastic.
Yeah. There's no way. Even I wouldn't spoil.
I don't want to spoil. I don't want. Again, we said about at the start that this is a spoiler-heavy episode,
Yeah.
but if you've never seen Upgrade, like, you have to experience that ending for itself, because the ending is fantastic.
I love the reaction. I love that he reacts to everything. Like, obviously, like we said before, he's taking a life in this film, and he reacts. He reacts like a person would, and his ability to give his control away while he's faced and split that is so well done.
Yeah, like the way he talks to Stem, and what I like about it as well is when he kills the first person and he hates it and he throws up and he doesn't feel good. Later on, like, he does get a little bit cocky because it's like Stem's in control. He feels like he's in no danger. So that, like, there's a bit where he goes to a bar and he just acts like he's the big man, because he does realise, like, it does get to his head a little bit, and you'd say, like, that takes away from it, but in a realistic situation
you would
do that.
Yeah,
you would think you're indestructible.
You're standing there like, I'm brilliant, I can do it.
Exactly.
And, the film progresses. It's just so well done. And it does question certain bits. We're like, this is what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And we were like,
and one thing I really agree with, and I really think, and I hope you agree with me on this, is that I think if this had a bigger budget, it wouldn't be as good.
Yeah, true.
It wouldn't be as good. I like the fact that it's like the director of it is one of the guys that helped, that wrote Saw. And like he's done some, like, and he did the third chapter in Insidious, and it's like, he knows what to do, like, because Saw's like the lowest of low budget, and you see what that's turned into.
Yeah.
Like, he knows what he's doing with not a lot of money. Like you talked about the iPhone stuff, I had no idea about that. So I feel like if this was given a lot of money, like Venom for instance, I feel like it wouldn't feel the same.
I feel like a fight scene, if they had loads of money for CGI, I feel like a fight scene would have been Matrix looking.
It would have been all over the top. I generally, the bogged down nature of this, the grittiness, as you would say, makes it great.
Yeah.
Now,
I completely agree.
It's not a number one though.
No, sure not.
So the winner of the Golden Statue of the Pointless Award goes to a movie that we both really liked, thought it was absolutely great, that we never expected to be as good as it would ever be.
Yep.
And that is Mission Impossible 6, for God's sake.
Wow.
Fallout.
So good.
Who would have thought that the 6th Mission Impossible would be even serviceable, not on the fact absolutely fantastic.
And the fact that Tom Cruise is now, 50? 51? And it's, you would think he was like 30-year-old, 20-year-old.
The story in it is like, it's like, okay, the story's something that's obviously, you would say it's like it's nothing that's never been done before.
Yeah.
But it's done perfectly the way it should be.
The characters are performing.
The characters,
perfectly.
yeah.
There's not a character in that where I go, that person sucked.
It's not a character that never feels not useless.
Yeah.
For any specific reason. Even the guy that's working, from the last one who's working with Henry Cavill, feels like he should be there for a reason.
Yep.
Even Alec Baldwin's character feels like they should be there for a reason.
He stepped up. Mm-hmm. Alec Baldwin's character stepped up in this film.
Would Jeremy Renner not been in it? For some, it never feels like he's missing. Like, as much as he's good in those movies, they've found a replacement in that lassie from the last one, and then Simon Pegg's still great, Ving Rhames is still great, and
it's everyone.
Without a shadow of a doubt, the best thing about the entire movie,
Henry Cavill's moustache.
Well, that is a great moustache, but is the action sequences.
Yes.
Because, geez, like every action sequence, because
remember, he had us on our toes.
Yeah.
We're sitting on the edge of our seat because we were like, what the fuck, when he's hanging for the helicopter, we were like, oh, what the fuck, what the fuck.
I think that, because like Tom Cruise is a crazy motherfucker, we know he does this shit for real, and you know he's still alive.
And the fact you actually see him, like, you see him do the part where he breaks his legs, see where he stands up and moves, that's actually, that's mental.
When he jump across that gap, like, so like we said before, there's a fight scene in the bathroom, which is the best fight scene of 2018.
Yes.
The stunt work is absolutely fantastic with the running across. The bits with the helicopter, where, like, Tom Cruise is dangling and dropping from helicopters. They're weaving in and out, and this shit's real that they did. It's absolutely mental.
And even the tense moment, slightly just after the helicopter, where they're hanging.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just. Also, I'm trying to keep my details down so people can see it, but that's so well done, where it makes me want to stand up and try and save them, where you can't do anything because you're just like, they're gonna die, they're gonna die, they're gonna die.
You also got to think about the fact that he saved himself from the skills he learned from Mission Impossible 2, the shittest one. As well.
Yep. It's just so good.
Those rock climb abilities came in handy.
I know,
But so yeah, Mission Impossible Fallout takes the crown, the magical golden pointless statue that doesn't exist.
Yes.
But you know,
This time next year we'll have one.
yes, we will send a Fredo to Henry Cavill somehow. Right. Well, that was movies, and
Yes.
obviously this podcast isn't just about movies, and this is why there's no news.
Yep.
Because we are now moving on to games of 2018.
I feel, and I said this in a couple of episodes ago, I feel 2018 was the year, our best year of games, and I stand by that.
For me, 2018 was the year of the PlayStation.
Every year's the year of the PlayStation.
Well, maybe not. They're not in tight, not in like all together, but definitely as a whole, like 2018 was the year of the PlayStation. So, like where we started with the movies, we're starting with best visuals.
Yes.
So, in third place, it's quite not like an unconventional one, but not that a lot of people would probably think we're going to say, is Hollow Knight.
Yes. Switch and Xbox. Is it on the PlayStation?
I think you get it for
It's
the
on
PlayStation as well.
It's so well done. It's a side scroller.
It's like a Metroidvania Dark Soulsy thing where when you die you have to recollect your lights.
So
Things.
fucking hard. So hard. And if you're looking for a challenge from a small game, that's it.
Yeah, like
beautiful.
it's like Dead Cells. It's the Dark Souls thing.
Dead Cells, Celeste, those type of games. It's so good.
But the world it's set in is like this weird underground bug world where everything's like dark but there's also so much brightness and light, and it is a visually stunning game, and you do get lost in that world, and it's basically back and forth,
If you don't get a map,
like it's
you don't find a map, you are fucked.
So in second place we have Spyro. Now, the Spyro is number 2. Now, obviously, the first when Spyro first came out, it was triangly.
Yep.
At the time, it was great, but for them to do what they did to make it look like it was it's just your childhood, so pretty. Yep. That's basically what it was. Like, there's no really other way to describe it for me. It's just my childhood, but if it came out right now.
Yeah, it's just fantastically done. How it's made, how it looks. Oh yeah, it's just Spyro, and Spyro's perfect before, and it's even more perfect now.
So at number 1, and folk will be like, why isn't God of War on this list? Why isn't Red Dead on this list? Number 1 is Spider-Man.
And let's put it this. Number 1 was split between Spider-Man, God of War, Red Dead, like you said, and we broke it down and we discussed it, but Spider-Man takes it. And it takes it because, and like Fraser said this to me before, in Red Dead, when moments get dark and dusty, it looks good, but it seems to be a lot of it, unless you're up in the white snow, it really seems to have that same type of colour.
Yeah, it's just dark colours. It's not.
Yeah.
It's just. I don't want to say dull colours. Basically, it's like dark greens, browns, blacks.
Makes sense for that era.
Yeah, definitely.
It's beautiful.
Exactly. It's not that. It's not a bad game. It's not a bad looking game in the slightest. God of War is the same. When you're at certain peaks, it's bright and colourful, but there's points where it's just everything's dark and dull. But that's just because it's the world that it's in. But Spider-Man is...
It's perfected New York.
It's just bright all the time.
Yes.
You are a man kicking about in a bright red suit in New York, in the bustling area on top of these beautiful skyscrapers and these tall buildings, and everything is so bright and so
even from the people to the streets to the alleyways, the house,
Everything,
it's
yeah.
so you go to an alleyway which is dark and it's got this big beautiful artwork on the
But
side
it's,
of it.
yeah, and
And
the
it's
fact
just
is,
like, wow.
yeah, like same as it's cause like who you are. Like the Spider-Man, he always brights up an area. All the costumes are like, most of them are like bright. Even the ones that are dark costumes, they've all got light bits up on them,
Yeah.
and they like light things around. It is a visually stunning game, and that's why it's getting the Pointless Award. So we're going to move on to worst visuals
Yes.
of games.
What's number 3?
Number 3 is State of Decay 2.
Ugh.
Now, State of Decay 2 will come up again in this list. But what a buggy mess. A buggy, stupid mess that just didn't promise what it offered. And it just...
It didn't offer what was promised.
Right, sorry, I got my words
But
muddled up
yeah,
there.
it had 2 maps, three maps, but like all 3 were still the same.
They were mostly just the same. Yeah,
Yeah.
it didn't look any better from the first one. It just wasn't good.
No.
So second place, sorry. Jesus Christ, I'm not been asleep yet. It's Far Cry 5. Now, Far Cry 5, the reason why the visuals aren't that good in my opinion is that it just looks...
Bland.
Well, it's sort of not bad because of where it's set in America and the
Yeah,
countryside, but if you could honestly tell me, apart from being up to date-ish, what's the difference between 3, 4 and 5? There really isn't. It's just a run-of-the-mill Far Cry visuals. There's nothing super unique. Everything, the characters still look the same.
It had its bugs.
It was a buggy game. It's not the buggiest game,
No.
but the visuals were just not exciting.
Yeah. This is not more. We'll get into that, but yeah.
So,
Yeah.
number 1, and this is no surprise, the worst visually game of 2018 goes to Fallout 76.
Which will come up again later.
Definitely come up again
But
later.
so
It was a buggy. That was an unfinished game. It
Yeah.
was if you bring out an unfinished game, it ain't gonna look good. It ain't gonna run well. So like, how can it be visually good when
Yeah.
shit just doesn't work?
it's
If shit doesn't work, then there's nothing good to look
like
at.
literally still now, if I load into a game, because as you know, I play my game in third person, and it's just who I am. When I load in, I'm just a floating head
Yeah, there's
every time.
same as when I went in, and I prefer first person. That's how I've played my Fallout.
Yeah.
You never like, and Pip-Boy's Invisible.
Yeah.
It's honestly, Fallout 76 will come up and get up again, and boy, this hurts.
Yep.
It hurts to do. I feel a little bit good by saying that I was always the one on the fence, so it kind of means I was right all along. So that gets the award for the worst visuals. So we're now moving on to best story of games of 2018, and these 3 are no surprise.
Yeah.
I'm sorry,
Yeah.
there's no surprise here. We wanted to try and include other, but they're not a surprise. So we're I feel like we should just maybe breeze, apart from maybe talk about the story of number 1, but the rest we could maybe breeze
Yes.
past as well. In third place is Spider-Man.
Yes. Great story.
Great story.
Characters.
It's Spider-Man, you got to witness the villains, you got to witness the heroes, you got to play Spider-Man.
You got to see Stanley.
Yep.
Yes.
Second place is God of War. Revitalisation of the story set in the Nordic with all the Thor and the Odin and all that stuff.
Yep.
Great story, great start to a story. Can't wait to see where it's going. Great twists, great turns,
Great ending.
great ending. But there's no point denying it. The best story, the best fleshed out, the best all round, the best is Red Dead 2.
Yes.
You got a great start of Arthur Morgan, and you got a great end to
Yeah.
Arthur Morgan.
Yeah. Not taking the epilogue into account of it. We're talking main story here. The epilogue was alright. I didn't really feel like I needed it. But
Yeah.
I liked it, and I like the story. It's so much, you know, when it's a good game where you cannot stop playing, and you cannot stop speaking to, like, it gives you the option to speak to characters, but you want to speak to them. Where some games you're like, oh, you have to speak to this person. I don't want to. It just repeats itself. Every NPC, every other character, every main character, every side character, they're all got a story that just adds in.
Like,
and
and
adds
like,
into you.
it's like the same as in the first Red Dead. It's like you find out about this gang, and you kind of be like, I wonder what happened. But you're not like, this. I need to know what happens. And then when they announced that the second one is a prequel and it's about the gang, when you first start, and you're like, what? I wonder where this is going. And see, by I'd say the end of chapter 2, you need to find out what the fuck happened to this gang. You need to be like, what happened? Where did this go? And like, I will talk about the progression of things later, but the story of start it is of just a full circle story. It's there's no like, you knew it was going to end up somewhere because of what happens in Red Dead 1, but there was I feel there was no disappointment, no disappointment at all. So we've now got the little categories of games. So we've now got the best boss of 2018. Now, there's a lot of end bosses, there was a lot of big bosses, there was a lot of boss fights, but in our opinion, the bosses that felt like the hardest, the dickish, the ones that
you felt like you needed to
you had to come back and back. And I did a big the previous episode was a discussion about these, is the Valkyries from God of War.
Which is weird because in all the games we've said and spoke about, there's major bosses in them. Take Spider-Man, major bosses. But Valkyries are the only ones I really fought this year, which I didn't complete, put my hands up. But every time I beat at least one of them, I felt accomplished somehow, and I was like, this is amazing that this small side character, which it is, but it's side bosses, they could have such an impact on a game, and that's why it won it.
Yeah. I as I say, I feel like I completely agree with Callum and what he said, and the fact that it took me forever to beat the last one.
So angry.
Well, I did it.
You're so angry.
I did it though.
You sure did.
So we now move on to worst boss, which is we're not top 3, just a straight category again. And the worst boss of 2018 goes to Joseph Seed from Far Cry 5. The final boss in that fight. In my opinion, that soured the whole game for me.
Yeah.
It soured the whole game. That boss, it built himself up to be something great. It built up to be something, this is going to be good. And then when you confront him, you're basically given 2 choices. And one, you fight him and then the world blows up.
Yep.
And the second, you just go away and then they put the radio on and start singing the cult song and then it cuts to black. Like, the ending was so bad in Far Cry 5, it soured the whole game, like I said.
Yep.
But he built him up to be something great.
Yeah.
And it just wasn't.
And you see, the worst part is, right, you know when a boss sucks when his underlings are better? You know what I mean? And they weren't perfect, but they were better.
In my opinion, the best boss-ish person in it was the lassie.
Yeah. So much better.
That was okay.
Yeah.
It was, I mean, it's the best out of a shit bunch.
Yep.
But he meant to be the big, especially when you compare it to other Far Cry villains like Pagan Ming and Vaas. Like, you're like, you expect greatness.
Yes.
And it just was so disappointing. So, another small category, we have Best Companion of 2018. There's no surprise here. Is Atreus / Boy.
Yep.
I mean, the only thing I can equate Atreus to is just Ellie from Last of Us.
Yeah.
Doesn't get in your way, doesn't feel like you're carrying them about, actually helps you in equations.
Gets seen.
Yep.
It gets seen, because I remember anyone who plays Last of Us, Ellie walks in front of people. And
I know you
happens.
said that annoys you, but it's like the only thing that annoys you.
I know. But like, so, it's not a horrible, like, you get companions you're stuck with and you're like, I fucking hate you. Whereas this kid, you're like, wow, it's amazing. And then you start getting drawn into it and you're like, he's really good. And
the only time I didn't like Atreus is when he turns into a little dick bag for a little bit.
Because that kid literally went through his teenage years and everything while we're playing the game, which is amazing.
He finds out he's a god, and that's obviously going to make yourself big-headed.
Yeah.
But when he was doing my boxing, I was allowed to be like, this kid's doing my boxing. But like as a whole, like him helping you out and the relationship between Kratos and Atreus
Yeah.
was just great. Like when they first announced and he was like, "Wait, he's got a son. This is going to be terrible,"
Yeah.
and it wasn't. It was not terrible.
It was the impact they had on Kratos as well,
Yeah.
changing him and shaping him to be a different person. So good that the God of War can be calmed, or changed by
True.
his son,
And the fact he had a family, yeah.
and about the Year of Boy.
Year of Boy.
Year of Boy.
So, we now move on to Best Character of 2018. So, these are again no surprise.
Yeah,
No surprise here. Third place is Peter Parker.
Spoiler.
Peter Parker / Spider-Man.
If you didn't know, I'm sorry.
Didn't want to burst your bubble. But he basically is the quintessential Spider-Man in that movie. It's what you that game. Sorry, it's what you want from that character. He nails it perfectly. There really isn't much more to be said.
No.
Like
It's the Spider-Man you expect from the comics, and we go at.
Yep. Second place. Again, no surprise. Kratos. There's no surprise. Like we talked about before with Atreus, is like how his like attitude is different, how he like acts, how he's like still this angry ball of angerness.
He's got a beard.
He's got a great beard, but he's an angry ball of like just everything, and he still manages to be calm and collective, and he's changed a lot of his ways where he realises that running in and punching shit to death isn't always the way.
No.
Even though 9 times out of 10 that's what happens, but it's still, he does it for a good reason this time.
Yeah. It's clearly a character he's flushed out, and clearly he's been in love, and it's nice to see all these things happen. Like I said about Atreus, it seems like the world and the way he's changed it's made an impact on him, and it was nice to see him grow in the game.
Yeah. So number 1, again, no surprise, and probably one of the best characters that has ever been written into a game ever,
Yep.
in my opinion, is Arthur Morgan. I did not think that they could ever top Marston. They could ever top Marston from Red Dead 1, like in that universe, but boy, I was wrong. Arthur Morgan is a fantastic character in that movie. I love him so much. The emotions he goes through, the character change you go through, the actual the reasons in the game, like the fact that you can start off like a dick, but if you're a good guy in the game, his opinion changes during missions. Like it actually makes a difference.
It's so well done to a point that when he is impacted at a certain point, which we won't go into, it seems to change his questioning of everything. Like he's like, I'm Dutch's boy, I'm part of the gang, and he starts to see the small bits. Like you said, he starts to question everything, and he starts to see that people around him aren't as loyal, they aren't as committed to it,
everybody's out for their own agenda.
Yeah.
And one thing I find is that you might know this, they might not know this, but I won't spoil it, but there's a bit in the game where it's like a really important bit where most people after this happen kind of tend to go towards good.
Yeah.
If you are good. You know the bit I'm talking about?
I think so.
He finds out something basically.
Oh, right, yeah.
After you come out of that area,
Yeah.
right, and you in a daze, do you know it's different if you're bad or good?
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Aye.
If you're bad, you see a coyote. If you're good, you see a deer.
Wow. Did not know that.
And you hear people saying different things. So you would have had a coyote because you were bad. I had a deer.
Woohoo.
But like we said before, is just the fact that is this the whole way he acts.
Yeah.
Like, and as we know for the Game Awards last year, that God of War won Game of Year, but I agree with the guy who played Arthur Morgan getting the award for best performance because he nailed it.
Yeah, and it's the thing is, he's because of the fact of where his loyalties lie. He realizes that there's points in the game where he's like, I should leave. I should be with her. I should do this. I should do that. And the monologue and his notebook and just seeing this person who you think, oh, he's just a rough cowboy, but he's actually quite artistic and he's quite.
One thing I really loved as well is that in the trailer, it made him look like just a bastard.
Yeah.
But he's not.
Nah.
Like, I genuinely believe this. Like, you can be good and evil in that game, right? But I honestly believe that most of the time, if I ever play like a character, unless it's like you're playing as yourself character, but if you're playing as a person and you feel their emotions and you see it and you're playing it out, I usually go the way that I feel that they would as themselves.
Yeah.
And I feel like Arthur is genuinely a good person. So I was always going to go the good route, even if like I most of the time do, because I can't bring myself to be bad unless it's certain games.
But my playthrough of the game, my guy wasn't bad. Like, I'd go into like, I would go do a mission, I see an old guy who's blind, I'd give him a penny. See a homeless guy on the ground, I'd give him food, I'd give him money. Doing a mission, see, if I need to pick a good choice, I'd pick a good choice. But my problem is, when I went into certain areas, if I hit someone with my horse, they'd attack me. If I had my mask on, which I didn't know until like the end of the game, somebody would attack me. And interactions where I was going to pubs and fighting people that made my character sway, and you had the people in the camp going, oh, you're a bad dude, or oh, you smell, or oh, you should try and be a nice person.
For me, I just on purpose, I genuinely paid it. Like, I just made sure I never.
Yeah.
I did everything good, and then when it got to the point later on in the story where you have the choice to do good things, I was already like good. So I just felt like that's who Arthur Morgan was. I think he was always a good guy.
Yeah.
So after the best characters, we obviously got to talk about the worst characters.
Yes. One shouldn't be a surprise to anybody.
So, these aren't bad performances.
Yes.
These are just characters that we hate. That we hate.
Yes.
So, number 3 is Magni and Moody, which is Thor's kids from God of War.
Yes.
They are infuriating, annoying.
Yep.
They bully Atreus, and basically they get their ass handed to them, and it was good.
Yeah. They were just nippy little bastards.
But they were great because it was Troy Baker and Nolan North. What more do you want? Like, it's not the performances are bad here. It's just the characterization.
Of course, you wouldn't want to say anything bad about those two.
No. Why would I ever say anything bad about Troy Baker and Nolan North? Never.
I'm joking.
Never. So, second place, which these are from the same game, surprisingly enough. Second place, we have Dutch.
Yes.
So, I like Dutch to begin with. The more you progress in the story, the more you realise Dutch is an asshole.
He's a horrible person.
He just cares about himself.
Yep.
Well,
just lie straight to you. Well, bang, like, there's serious bits in the moments, and you'll confront him about it, and he goes, "No, I wasn't doing that."
I generally like. There's a bit in the game which is not really a spot, but you get captured by the rival gang.
Yeah.
And you escape, and when you go back, and everything's like nice and normal, and you go to Dutch, like, you were coming for me, right? And he was like, yeah, of course I was, of course I was, and I'm like, after that, I was like, bullshit.
Yeah, because you walk into the camp and nobody's doing anything.
No, like see
when
you're playing as Arthur, obviously, and somebody else goes mission, he gets you to run away, immediately go after them. I was just after that moment. I was just like, I hate. I don't trust Dutch, and then the more it got on you, I was just like,
you don't notice. Like, there's only Sean and Micah are the only two people where Dutch is like, go get them. You need to go get them. And me personally, I feel like it's because Sean just would do anything because it's Sean, but Micah was like, oh, Dutch, we can do it together.
Well,
you know what I mean? Yeah.
Basically, number one, the winner of the worst, the asshole of the character, not the performance, just the character, is Micah.
Yes.
Micah gets number one. Micah was an asshole. I hated him right from the beginning. I wanted to punch him. I wanted to shoot him. I wanted to everything. And when I finally got my fucking hands on him, I enjoyed it.
Yes.
I hated Micah. The guy who played Micah nailed it. He nailed being just a dick.
Yeah.
But when you're playing as Arthur and you're playing through Arthur, I hated him.
I just wanted to kill him.
I hated
so
him
much. And it's just, he just came across so well done, but to a point where I was still angry about it.
I didn't like him.
It's even the small stuff where Dutch is what it is. He's like, Dutch wants to do it. It's Dutch's choice. We're going to follow Dutch now. Dutch, we should do this. Dutch, we should do this. It felt like playground. You know, the kids like, teacher, he's been naughty. And
But
it's
it
that, you know what I
was the
mean?
same as every time he did a mission with him and he basically made all these comments and said horrible things about you. Like, I hated him. And he deserves to be at the worst character, not worst performed, but genuinely an asshole of a character. And you can have that thing, right? So, three left, and then that's it. So, next we have best multiplayer.
Yes.
Now, obviously, we've gone into detail about how we play games together online. So, at number 3, not the best game in the world, but we played a lot of it together and definitely enjoyed playing it together.
Yeah.
Was Destiny 2.
Yes.
It was a bit by the numbers. It wasn't the most outstanding game, but as fun playing it with a friend.
Yeah.
And we
has to win that.
had another 2 friends on with us as well. That was the enjoyable part.
Yeah.
It was the enjoyable part. I think if it was a single player or you had to do it, I never played it by myself. I don't think I would have enjoyed it.
Yeah.
It's just the aspect of playing it with your friends. So number 2, now this pains me. This hurts. This hurts because I never ever thought that I would ever put a game called this even this high.
Yep. Say it, Fraser.
Number 2 is Call of Duty Black Ops 4.
Woo!
Now, as I said before, I have not played a Call of Duty since Modern Warfare 2. I hated it with every fibre I'm being. I just wasn't a fan. I was even angrier when I found out they took out the story, even though I don't play them, but I was still angry about it. I don't. So there's 3 aspects to this. There's the multiplayer, the Blackout mode, which is the Battle Royale, which I do not like.
Lies.
I don't like it. Just
Lies.
because you think I'm good at it doesn't mean I like it.
You enjoy it. You enjoy winning, and you enjoy getting second, third place.
I'm not, it's the best Battle Royale I've ever played.
Yes.
But that's like trying to say it's the best looking shit I've ever done. It's not. It defeats the purpose, right?
I don't know why you're lying.
I don't like the zombies. I
It's
never
boring.
really have liked
It's
the
boring.
zombies.
So back again. Did I lie and say that I like black and white?
I don't like black and white.
You do.
I like the multiplayer.
Yes. Multiplayer's amazing.
Now, so for me, the reason why I really like it, right, is that there's no point like denying or like make it like I like Overwatch. We've talked about this before,
yes.
right? And in Call of Duty Black Ops 4, there's different kind of operatives that have different abilities that I feel makes it better than just
Running and gunning.
random recruit versus random recruit. You actually there's certain abilities where there's electric and there's like grenades.
Fraser's favourite.
I do, yeah. Folk piss me off in it. Obviously, it's Call of Duty. They're all 12.
Yeah. Fraser
Right.
likes to burn people alive.
That's my favourite character, the one that sets people on fire. That's what I like about it, and I didn't fork out a lot. I basically got it for nothing when I traded stuff in.
Yeah.
But it pleasantly surprised me, and I can just go on for a couple of hours with you and just piss about on it and enjoy it. So, is it a great multiplayer game?
Yes.
Yes.
But from my aspect, zombies is boring. I'll play it if someone else wants to play it. That's fine. Blackout, like you said, best battle royale, and the multiplayer, it's fucking brilliant. I think it's hilarious. I find that some of that shit hilarious. And don't take away from the fucking names.
I love the names.
On Call of Duty.
I love the names on Call of Duty.
Ridiculous. Was it Moist Penguin? Was one of them?
Pingu is moist. Best name. Best name.
Brilliant. But what's number 1? Come on.
Number 1, I recommend you play this with a friend.
Yes.
Just the one friend. As a way out.
It's one of the best multiplayer story ones. Played a very long time. We had such a brilliant time doing that.
So, A Way Out was
A split screen.
a split screen co-op game where it was like you only played even though you were playing on the
Online.
the online, but no. Also, there was times where when you were together as well, it was on one screen.
Yes.
But then when you were separate, like doing together, it was still like it separated a bit, but you were still on the one screen. The just the story in that, and you both pick a different person.
Yep.
And I was Mustache Man.
Yeah, you were mustache and I was big nose.
You were Big Nose, and it's you basically escape prison and you do all these things together and you got to make the decisions. The end could kill a friendship
Yes.
in real life.
Yes.
The end could kill a friendship in real life. I would love to spoil it here, but it genuinely could kill a friendship in real life.
Even the small bits, like there's the game throughout the game had small games in the game.
Right, so yeah, there was like these individual little things in the game, right, where you could both sit on a swing, or you could hit like a baseball, or you could like
Connect 4.
well that yes.
Come on,
there was a
Fraser.
there was a Connect 4 in the hospital, and I lost every game in a row. But after we did one, and you were like,
Yeah. Just let the
it's
cat.
fine.
Yeah,
It wouldn't surprise me if some sort of animal did something.
scraping away the door. As you know, Fraser has a cat and a dog, but at least the dog's been quiet. Cat, on the other hand, very annoying. But what are you going to do? Anyway, what was saying? You lost at Connect 4.
Connect 4, yes. We played 3 times in a row, and I lost every single time. But when I lost the first time, I was like, nope, we're playing again. And then when I lost the second time, and then after the third time, I had enough. But
Glutton for punishment.
it is a great game.
Beautiful story. It looks really good. There's no glitches. It works well
No,
for how
it was fantastic.
The shooting was a bit iffy. But
It is an indie game though, but I think that the multiplayer aspect was great.
yeah, it was well done. And yeah, helps. Certainly right. So, what we got next, Fraser?
The next is Worst Games of 2018.
Ooh, here we go.
So-
That's number 3.
Number 3 is the Walking Dead final season. And the reason why that is at number 3 is because we were going to play it, and then Telltale decided to shut down.
Yeah.
Now, sometimes companies shutting down isn't their fault.
Yeah.
But what happened with this, where they sacked all their employees, gave them no money, and then like knew this was going to happen before they even released
Yeah.
The Walking Dead, they deserve to be shot on. I know that it's getting finished, but we're only getting one more episode. But they don't.
It's just left a bad taste.
They just don't deserve to be getting any praise. They don't.
And hopefully shit tons of people buy the last episode and it goes to like it's Skybound Games or something that's brought out.
So, number 2 that we briefly touched on before is State of Decay 2. Now, I'll let you take this one because
It's so hurtful. Like, anyone who knows me knows I fucking love zombies. Like, I love zombies. I'll play any game, anytime, zombies. This, which I forced Fraser to get, which I forced my brother to get, I forced my cousin to get, was fucking garbage. You couldn't drive the cars properly, because anytime a car tapped a pole, it would flip 4,000
the only thing I have
times.
to say about it is that they basically said they pushed the multiplayer, and it did not work when you played it multiplayer.
Nope.
And it was boring when you played it single player.
And then
so
the first game, I understand it was a small indie game, and it was a case of maintenance. Oh, we need this. Oh, we need that. Oh, we need this. Oh, we need that. With the second one, they were like, we're going to push it. We're bringing multiplayer. There's going to be more to do. And it isn't. There isn't more to do. It's the same shit over and over on a map that looks shit, split between 3 maps which both look shit, and it was just broken. Like, you'd park a car, get out. It literally happened to me. I parked the car, got out the car, went to deliver my stuff, came out, and the car had been set on fire. I was like, how the
I do
fuck?
remember, because remember when we played that, you had so many times, like it was so hard for you to enjoy my game, and it was a terrible, terrible game. But surprisingly, not as terrible as
Number 1.
the one that pains me the most. Well, I don't know, it shouldn't pain me the most, to be honest. It should make me happy, because as I talked about this forever and was on the fence, number 1, the worst game of 2018 was Fallout. God, that hurts even to say it. 76. Just that word, not the 76 part, but the Fallout part.
Because this game had so much potential, and then they took it away. They took away, as we said before, we've spoken about what's happened before, but in actual playing it, I can't play it alone.
You
can't play it alone. We just can't find ourselves to play it together because it's so fucking boring.
It hurts.
We met them off, man. There's literally nothing else we need to do.
It hurts
bad.
about Fallout 76. I wanted it to at least do well and prove me wrong.
Yeah.
But it just everything I feared, and everybody said to me like, no, it's gonna be good. It'll be good for it.
Nope.
And everything I feared, I just ended up being mostly right about it.
Yeah.
And it just give me Fallout 5 now,
Yeah.
or give me Outer Worlds, and just didn't make it just not exist anymore.
Which is sad because we still have it.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm giving it to the end of February for them to announce change or DLCs or something, or it's getting traded because, let's be honest, February is going to be one tight fucking month.
Yep. So, now that we've given the golden shit to Fallout 76, it can have it. We're now going to back to the tall Tower of Gold for the good games. Right, there is no, like, well, we've talked about these quite a lot. There's no surprise here. I'm sorry, but there's no surprise.
Yeah.
We want to end on this big, massive woo, but there's no surprise.
No one's going to see this.
You have an honourable mention in Assassin's Creed Odyssey because I have not played it, but I know you wanted to at least talk about it a little bit.
That game is amazing. It stands on par with these other games, and I know there's a lot of people out there like, oh my god, seriously? And you take away the Assassin's Creed name and just don't go with it with tinted hatred eyes, you'd like it. You would. Other people would like it as well if they give it a chance. But like I said, honourable mention, I won't go too much into it. Beautiful world, beautiful game, plays really well. That's all I need to say about it.
So number 3, the third best game of 2018 is Spider-Man.
Yes.
There's not really much more we can say about Spider-Man. It was a really good game. The mechanics were great. The swinging was great. The visually, like I said before,
Yep.
It's good.
DLC's great as well. So no, that's it.
Yeah. Number 2 is Red Dead Redemption 2.
Which some people might disagree.
Yeah, some people might disagree that it's
Fuck
number
those
2.
people.
So, the reason why it's at number 2 and not number 1 is because you have to take the online into
Yes,
equation.
it's all
and
part
the
of it.
online
It's garbage.
is not good at all.
No.
It might still be a beta, so I'll
It's
give
got
it
the
this.
potential to get better.
But right now, if this is the way the online is going to come out, it's not good.
Yeah.
Not good at all.
It's like I said, simple, private servers, let us hunt, make the hunting worthwhile,
Yep.
and give us houses to buy, give us
Just the
boats.
fact that, like, don't make it like GTA where everything costs millions and you get paid in pennies. But on the other end of the scale, like we've talked about the single player, just incredible. Incredible.
Yeah, like I said before, I don't need the epilogue. I'll play through it, but don't really need it. And it's just like the story is. I could. It's like I said before. I finished the story and I could go back and play it again, just in a different way.
It was
I
good.
could. But
So, the winner of the Golden Trophy of Pointless 2018 is God of War.
yes, and there's not much words for that game other than perfect.
There's no, like I say, the only fault that Red Dead has is the online, where there is no DLC for God of War, there is no online,
Yep,
it's just
a complete finished game.
perfect the way it is.
And even every small aspect, like Mamiya, small aspect,
Yeah.
perfect.
The
Small
what
boats and boats,
the
perfect.
The little side quests like we talked about with the Valkyries and the dragons and the like
birds and the wee broken holes and the doors you have to open.
yeah, like the story in itself as well, and like we talked about Atreus and we talked about Kratos, like it is deserving of the best game of 2018.
Yeah.
It gets the golden statue, and that is the end of the Pointless Awards
Yes.
2018.
Wow. As like with the news, there will be no what we've done lately.
There is no what we've done lately either because
We wanted to give it all. We wanted to give it all to this, and we wanted to put it all out there. But also we'll have another one next week
Yep.
because we're getting back into the weekly. Because at the end of last year it was kind of stop and start, but that's because of weddings and people.
yeah, we finished a couple of episodes at the end of 2018. We took off the Christmas break. I'm
Yep.
glad that we came back for a couple before instead of coming into this
Yep.
right away, which was great. But now we're going to be back to at least try to get one out every week.
Yep.
But that has been the Pointless Awards. So we can say where you can find us. We can at least
Yep.
do that.
We're on YouTube, Pointless Point of View, which we now have gameplay throughs and we have our podcasts on. We have Instagram on a Pointless Point of View again. And also we are on Twitter at @offpointless, which is quite fun. It's useful and I'll usually put news up on there. And that's it. Hopefully we'll get a Facebook page set up at some point this year. And more playthrough streams to come from me and Fraser. And that's it. I have been Callum.
I also want to thank Lynn
Oh,
for the
yeah,
artwork.
sorry,
I cannot
sorry.
forget that because she is a big help. And yeah, I've been Fraser. Thank you very much.